From legendary rock stars to iconic actors, these are 10 celebrities who lost their lives to electricity in some of the most shocking accidents in history. These real-life stories reveal how a simple mistake turned into a national tragedy, and why one incident on this list changed the music industry forever. Number 1. Claude François, the pop legend who rewrote My Way and met a tragic end in his bathroom. We're starting with a name you might not instantly recognize, but you definitely know his legacy. Claude François was a legendary French pop icon and one of the co-writers of the song that became My Way, made famous by Frank Sinatra. In Europe, he wasn't just a singer, he was a full-blown superstar, a heartthrob, and a workaholic perfectionist. But his final moments came from a hidden danger in the most ordinary place, his bathroom. In 1978, François noticed a light fixture near his bathtub was slightly off. Instead of calling an electrician, he tried to adjust it himself while standing in water. The combination of moisture, faulty wiring, and live current created a deadly path. He was fatally electrocuted almost instantly. This wasn't some dramatic on-stage explosion or a stunt gone wrong. It was a freak accident, a hidden hazard at home. A man who helped create one of the most iconic songs in music history was taken by something as simple as a bathroom light. Fun fact, after his death, his records actually surged in popularity, and he became a symbol of how unusual causes of death can turn a celebrity into a permanent mystery in pop culture. And speaking of stages and electricity, our next story takes us straight into the world of rock stars who died on stage. Number 2, Les Harvey, the rock star who died on stage live in front of his fans. If you've ever wondered about rock stars who died on stage, Les Harvey is one of the most haunting examples. Les Harvey was the guitarist for the Scottish blues rock band Stone the Crows, a group gaining serious traction in the early 70s. They were known for raw, emotional performances, exactly the kind of band where the live show was everything. In 1972, during a concert in Swansea, Wales, Harvey stepped up to the microphone to sing. What no one realized was that the equipment wasn't properly grounded. The stage was slightly damp and the microphone became a live wire. When he touched it, a powerful electric surge shot through his body. Right there, in front of a horrified crowd, he collapsed. Attempts to revive him failed. A rising rock star met a tragic end in a split second in what has been called one of the most shocking on-stage celebrity deaths in rock history. Fans thought they were watching a performance. Instead, they witnessed a famous tragedy unfold in real time. If that sounds like a one-in-a-million accident, the next story proves that even at home, with no audience, the risk can be just as deadly. Three, Keith Relf, the Yardbirds frontman and the hidden hazard in his home studio. The 1960s rock scene gave us legends, and Keith Relf was one of them. As the lead singer of the Yardbirds, he helped launch the careers of guitar gods like Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Jimmy Page. The band was a cornerstone of rock history, influencing everything from blues rock to early hard rock. But Relf's final moments weren't on a big stage. They happened in his own home. In 1976, Keith Relf was practicing in his home studio with an ungrounded electric guitar. There were electrical issues in the setup, faulty grounding, poor insulation, and a path for current straight through his body. He was found collapsed, the victim of accidental electrocution. No pyrotechnics, no crowd, just a musician doing what he loved, taken by a hidden danger most of us never think about when we plug in an amp. This is one of those Hollywood-adjacent mysteries that fans still talk about. A man so tied to the evolution of rock, lost to something as simple and preventable as bad wiring. Number 4, John Rostill, the Shadows bassist and the studio equipment malfunction. If you're into classic rock instrumentals, you know the Shadows, the British group that backed Cliff Richard and influenced generations of guitarists. John Rostill, their bassist, was a key part of that sound. Beyond live shows, he was also a prolific session musician and songwriter, spending countless hours in studios shaping tracks. In 1973, Rostill was found dead in his home studio. The cause? Electrocution from a suspected equipment malfunction. Details are still somewhat murky, a classic ingredient in strange celebrity stories. But the widely accepted version is that a fault in his gear, possibly an amplifier or cable, allowed current to pass through him. It's another reminder that not all celebrity deaths happen in car crashes or overdoses. Sometimes it's the tools of the trade, the very equipment that built their careers, that becomes the hidden hazard. From home studios, we move to a very different stage, high above the ground, under live power lines. Number 5, Richard Guzman, the high-wire performer and the deadly power line arc. Now we step outside music and into the world of daredevil performance. Richard Guzman was a key member of the Great Wallendas, the legendary high-wire troupe famous for death-defying stunts. Their performances were the definition of no safety net, literally and figuratively. During one of their high-wire acts, Guzman was performing near overhead power lines. What he and the crew didn't fully anticipate was the risk of an electrical arc, when electricity jumps through the air from a high-voltage line to a nearby conductor. As he moved on the wire, an electrical arc from a power line struck. In an instant, a breathtaking performance turned into a freak accident. Guzman fell victim to electrocution, and the show became another entry in the list of famous tragedies in performance history. This is one of those unusual causes of death that feels almost cinematic, except it was real, and it happened in front of an audience. And speaking of cinematic, our next story involves a star whose voice defined a generation of tango lovers. Number 6, Agustin Magaldi, the voice of sentiment and the malfunctioning therapeutic device. In early 20th century Argentina, Agustin Magaldi was known as La Voz Sentimental, the voice of sentiment. He was a legendary tango singer, adored for his emotional vocals and romantic style. But behind the scenes, he struggled with health issues. At some point, he began using a therapeutic device, likely an early form of electrical treatment meant to ease pain or improve circulation, common at the time and not always well regulated. According to many accounts and retellings, a malfunctioning therapeutic device played a role in his tragic end. Whether through faulty wiring, poor design, or improper use, the treatment allegedly led to electrocution. While some details have been debated by historians, the story of Magaldi's death has become part of Argentina's cultural lore, one of those Hollywood-style mysteries, but rooted in real life, where supposed healing technology turns into a lethal, hidden hazard. From an old-school therapeutic device, we jump forward into the glare of modern media, where a freak accident unfolded live on television. Number 7, Bill Magness, the politician, the microphone stand, and a live TV tragedy. Not all celebrity deaths involve actors or rock stars. Sometimes it's a public figure caught in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong equipment. Bill Magness was an Arkansas politician appearing on live television, a pretty normal part of public life. The set had cameras, lights, and of course, microphones. During a broadcast, Magness went to adjust a metal microphone stand. What he didn't know was that the mic, or its wiring, had become energized, possibly due to faulty insulation or grounding. When he grabbed the stand, he completed the circuit. On live TV, in front of viewers at home, he suffered a fatal electrical shock. A routine appearance turned into a freak accident that stunned the public. This is the kind of shocking reality that fuels Hollywood mysteries and conspiracy theories, but in this case, the explanation is tragically simple: a hidden danger in everyday broadcast equipment. If you've made it this far, quick pause. If these stories are gripping you, take a second to like this video, drop a comment with which story shocked you the most so far, and let me know if you want a part 2 on other unusual causes of celebrity death, from plane crashes to stunt disasters. All right, back to the list. Our next case takes us into the shadow of a notorious film production rumored to be cursed. Number 8, the Conqueror crew member, a tragic death in the shadow of a cursed set. You might have heard of The Conqueror, the 1956 film starring John Wayne, often cited in discussions about movie set accidents and alleged cursed productions. The movie was filmed near nuclear test sites in Utah, and over the years, an unusually high number of cast and crew developed cancer, fueling theories that the set was contaminated. But among the lesser-known tragedies tied to that production is a crew member who reportedly met a tragic end due to electrocution. While the exact identity and details are less publicized than the cancer cases, reports and behind-the-scenes accounts mention a crew member on the Conqueror who died after contact with faulty electrical equipment on or around the set, another hidden hazard in an already infamous production. It's a chilling layer added to a film already associated with famous tragedies and Hollywood mysteries, where radiation, rumors, and electricity all seem to converge. From a possibly cursed desert set, we move back into the world of Latin American stardom. Number 9, Silvia Pinta, the actress and the fatal shock behind the scenes. Silvia Pinta was a well-known Argentine actress, part of the vibrant film and theater scene in Latin America. While she may not be a household name worldwide, in her home country she was recognized and respected. Her final moments are said to have come not under the spotlight, but behind the scenes, where the public rarely looks. According to reports and retellings, Pinta encountered a faulty electrical installation, possibly a light, cable, or metal fixture that had become energized. In the chaos of production, with people moving quickly and safety sometimes taking a back seat, she suffered a fatal electric shock. Her death became one more entry in the archive of strange celebrity stories, a reminder that not all famous tragedies make international headlines, but they still haunt the industries and communities where they happen. And now we arrive at the final story on our list, one that fans and stunt professionals still whisper about: the arc hazard. Number 10, John the Stuntman, the arc hazard that changed safety forever. Our last case is often discussed among stunt coordinators and film crews as a cautionary tale. Known in the industry as John the Stuntman, he was a respected professional whose job was to make danger look cool and safe on camera. He specialized in high-risk scenes involving vehicles, falls, and occasionally electrified environments. On one particular production, details are often kept vague out of respect, John was involved in a stunt near high-voltage equipment. The setup included metal structures and power sources meant to create dramatic sparks for the camera. What no one fully anticipated was the potential for an electrical arc, a jump of high-voltage current through the air, similar to lightning. As John moved into position, an arc flashed from the energized equipment to the metal he was in contact with. In an instant, he became the path of least resistance. The shock was catastrophic. Despite immediate medical attention, he met a tragic end on the job. Within the stunt community, this incident is often referred to as the arc hazard, and it changed history forever in terms of how productions handle electricity. New safety protocols, stricter inspections, and specialized electrical consultants became far more common. It's one of those Hollywood mysteries that rarely reaches the tabloids, but behind closed doors, it's a story everyone knows. So there you have it, the official list. 10 stars who met a tragic end through electrocution, from bathroom light fixtures and ungrounded guitars to live microphones, power lines, movie sets, and therapeutic devices. These celebrity deaths aren't just morbid trivia, they're reminders of how hidden dangers and freak accidents can turn ordinary moments into famous tragedies that echo through music, film, and pop culture history. Let me know in the comments which story shocked you the most. Till next time.